Hey, peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. I've sit down and I've been thinking about some things in regards to what is true consciousness because I've observed some things within the conscious community via pages, groups, YouTube channels, and some people have minimized consciousness to wearing the colors of red, black, and green, having braids, using, comedic language, comedic science. And some of those things are part of the culture. But really, what is true consciousness? By definition, consciousness is an awareness. So when the movement began, they wanted our brothers and sisters to have an awareness, they being Marcus Garvey, Angela Davis, Stokely Carmichael, Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton, Assata Shakur. So we have Black Power movement leaders like that who they themselves, if you check the record, never wore those things all the time. And we can add Fred Hampton in there too. So why is it that people are minimizing, consciousness to wearing red, black, and green all the time? It's a symbolism. Yes, it is. And we should be proud of, our people coming from the motherland, and that's true. However, you can wear all of those things. You can braid your hair, and you can still be unconscious. Because when you start attacking your brother because they don't dress a certain way, because they don't wear red, black, and green all the time, and you minimize consciousness to that, then you're missing it. Because first and foremost, consciousness is having awareness of who you are, where you came from, what we stand for, what is our culture, what is our heritage. That's what Elisha Muhammad made us aware of. That's what Malcolm X made us aware of. Martin Luther King had a sense of pride too. So let's talk about Farrakhan. Does Farrakhan walk around with red, black, and green on all the time? But yet he has a spirit of revolution in his heart, and he stands for our people. Malcolm X didn't walk around with red, black, and green on all the time, but yet he had the spirit of revolution. He fought for our people. So why is it that then we minimize consciousness to wearing our flag colors? Some people take things to the extreme. When you start attacking your brother and your sister, then you're missing the spirit of what it really is to be a person of consciousness. Because some people misconstrue a debate. A debate is not attacking your brother and your sister. No, that's simply a discussion where one has a disagreement on, but you can do that in a respectable manner in which you don't have to call your brother all type of names or sister all type of names. Now, some may say, well, brother, in the last video you did, then you call them, house Negroes, or you call them sellouts. Well, I'm going to always have an issue with a family member that'll turn in their family member just so they can get ahead in life. So now that person, although they may be one of our ethnicity, now they have become an enemy of our people because they have sided with the enemy, and the enemy just uses them for information or uses them to accomplish their agenda. So it's just like, the house Negro. That's why we're saying that. If you check the historicity of, the statement of House Negro, and there was the slaves that work out in the field, you'll see where that terminology comes from and what it actually stands for. It's simply to say that, those who are our people will sell us out, will turn their back on us, and they think that they are better than us, and they pose themselves as something that they're actually not. So, whenever you vote for somebody who is a bigot, and just because they say great words, what we're trying to do is just make you aware that, although they may speak well, their intention is still a white supremacist agenda. That's all we're saying. All right, we're just simply trying to make you aware of the deception that these politicians, the spirit of the politicians that they come in is a deceiving agenda that they lay out. Although they say one thing in their heart, they actually mean another thing. They're actually just simply saying, okay, vote for me. Get me where I want to be. And, and the truth of the matter is those who have a white supremacist agenda, they laugh because they say, look at those stupid niggas. That's what they say. Stupid means slow of learning. Okay? So I'm not trying to offend any of you because I love you. I'm just speaking the truth. This is actually happening. All right? So we're just simply within the conscious community, being those who are activists. What we're simply doing is simply fighting the mistreatment of our people. It's not that I'm not going to speak for everybody. I'm going to just tell you this for myself. I don't hate anybody. What I hate is oppression. That's what I hate. Okay? I hate the fact that they tax us, taxation with no representation. They tax us, they take our money, and they don't put the money where they say they're going to put the money. They don't use the money for what they say they're going to use the money for. Okay? So some people, and within our community, they say that we're begging. We're begging and pleading with, the white man to give us something. No, what we're saying is you're taxing us, you're taking our money, but you're not doing right with the money. This is what we're saying. We're saying you're taking the money for federal funding, property taxes, again, in some states or whatsoever way that your particular state gathers monies to be able to fund the public schools for their reading materials. This is what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with begging, and I just want to clear this up. I just want to make this clear because, first of all, I'm a retired Marine. Let me put that on the table. All right? I receive a retirement paycheck every month from the government for what I did, so I want to shut you down right now. Nobody is begging the Caucasian man for anything. What we're doing is we're holding them accountable. That's all we're doing. We're telling them you need to be just. This is what we're telling people. If you say you sit in a position of justice, then you need to be a person of justice. It have nothing to do with begging and pleading for anybody to do anything. What we're saying is if you reward other ethnicities reparations for what they went through, then we should be receiving the same reward. So that's all we're saying. We're just simply fighting for what's right. We're simply saying that we want liberty and justice for all. What we're simply saying is when all the evidence is there and then you still don't convict a politician that's in position, because a police officer still is a politician because, they're still, to me personally, an elected official. Why do I say that? Because they have to be chosen. They have to have background checks. They're supposed to be people, that have clean records. Okay. So they're supposed to be people that are going to enforce the law without being, impartial. So this is the only thing that we're saying. All right. So listen, don't minimize consciousness to wearing braids. Don't minimize consciousness to wearing a dashiki. Don't minimize consciousness to wearing an afro. Consciousness is knowledge, brothers and sisters. It's an awareness. It's also an awareness of not only of your heritage, but what's going on around you, so that way you can make proper choices when it comes to election time. So being conscious, so many people have limited to, our history of our people, and some people have taken that and they've gone too far with it. Yes, it has something to do with economics, but it also has something to do with politics. Does it have something to do with the way we dress, what we're dressing, the way we're dressing? Absolutely. What we're simply saying is do not support businesses that actually are partners with white supremacists. This is all we're saying. For instance, when Rosa Parks, when she sat down, and there was the boycott going on with the buses, what they did was they boycotted businesses that pretty much, treated them inhuman. So they said, well, okay, being that you want to treat us inhuman, what we're going to do is we're going to stop riding this bus. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes people take things to the extreme. And they'll tell you, oh, don't support. First and foremost, there are some Caucasian people, that have fought for the rights of our people. There are some Caucasian people throughout history that I know. First of all, who was one of the first presidents that did anything for us was who? Abraham Lincoln. Okay, he was the 16th president. So you look at all the other 15 before him, finally somebody that was just, that stood up for what was right to some degree, okay, put something in place. Okay, for instance, Lyndon B. Johnson, the EEO Act, the Civil Rights Act, John F. Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? So there are some people that are Caucasian that stood up for what's right. So whenever we're talking about Caucasian people, this is for me. I'm speaking for me. I'm talking about for me. This is not an all-inclusion thing. I believe in using common sense because, first of all, if all Caucasian people, were not for us, man, we'll be in trouble. It'll be just like it was during the Jim Crow law. So it's common sense to me that, when I go into an establishment and I'm not told to get out, or I'm not sat in a totally different place and I see all Caucasian people on one side and I'm on another side, I see everybody integrated within that restaurant and it's owned by a Caucasian person. It's obvious to me that that person and those people that are working there are not that way. First and foremost, let me speak what I see. I see Caucasian people out there begging for food too. All right. I don't see all melanated people working at gas stations around here. I don't see all melanated people working at grocery stores around here. I don't see all melanated people, working minimum wage jobs. I don't see that where I work at. Where I live at. I'm sorry. All right. I don't see that. So it's common sense to me that, of course, it's not just all melanated people that are going through a struggle. Okay. I see Caucasian people struggling too. All right. So I don't know where we get this from. Like all of them are rich. So it's obvious we're talking about, the 1%, even in the Caucasian, community, all of them are not rich. Okay. All of them are not rich. I was in the military with some Caucasian people too. Okay. When I worked at McDonald's, we had Caucasian people that worked at McDonald's. When I was a teenager, when I worked at Burger King, some of the managers there, were Caucasian. So, you know what I'm saying? Even at these restaurants. So not all of them are rich either. All right. So what I'm saying is that you have to fight against those who are oppressing you. To me, that's true consciousness. You fighting against injustice. And at the same time, you empowering your people and you hate what's evil and you cleave to what's good and you stand up for what's right. All right. So for those of us who are out here doing the right thing and fighting for our people and telling our people to buy black and support black banks and, black unity and love and for our men and women to come together and to raise our children right. All right. To support each other businesses. All right. To ensure that we're establishing our own businesses to be entrepreneurs. Okay. That's consciousness. But so many people misconstrue what consciousness is. It's not using profanity every other word that you say. It's not calling every Caucasian person a cracker. All right? To me personally, if they want to help, allow them to help. Because to me, it's an oxymoron when you say they don't do anything, and when they try to do something, then you refuse their help. You know what I'm saying? To me, the reason why I do not, hate all Caucasian people, the reason why I don't hate all Caucasian people, because first and foremost, as a matter of fact, I don't hate none of them, let the truth be told, okay? I believe in judging a man not by their ethnicity, but by their character. Now, if we don't want a Caucasian person to prejudge us, which is prejudice, all right, then we should not be prejudiced towards them. Don't automatically categorize them because you have some Donald Trumps out there that lie, and are deceptive. And then when we turn our back, he stab us in the back. Or you have people like King Leopold II who go in there and befriend those who lived in the Congo and start killing them and start taking their resources. Okay, so for those of us who have somewhat of the distrust of their ethnicity, that's understandable, but at the same time, you have to be careful and not allow hate and prejudice to enter your heart, because the first thing we say is it's not fair for somebody to judge us because of our ethnicity, and then we judge them because of their ethnicity. All right? So we have to be careful. Hey, blessings be unto you too, my brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man, for tuning in. Brother Keith Curry, man, that's one of my good friends right there. If you down in the Jacksonville, North Carolina area or the Hubert area, go check out Brother Keith Curry, man. Go show him some love down there in the city. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and this is what I'm talking about. Listen, first of all, we don't have to agree on everything. I think sometimes people don't understand, that first and foremost, you have those who are Muslim, and then you have those who are Christian. You have those who follow after different sciences and what have you within our community too. We don't have to agree on everything. All right. We cannot unify if we disassociate ourselves with each other because different sciences we practice. As long as that person's belief does not cause harm, towards their fellow man, or it also is not evil in the fact of, them putting curses on people, and they have a dark heart, you know what I'm saying? So as long as that person is not trying to harm someone or they're not trying to curse someone, then we should unify. And listen, we're going to debate. I don't know no family that does not debate. Okay, we're going to have disagreements once in a while. That's just the reality. All right? So we need to learn how to come together, how to love, each other, how to disagree maturely and to be adults about it and to try to come up with some common solutions. And spirituality just so happened to be, a part of it. And I want some of you who listen to me, first of all, I want you to understand I'm not a Christian basher. All right? There's some things I just found out about the religion, that I came into the knowledge of, that I would like to present to you, that I put on the table to you, that I found out. The only thing I'm trying to do is share that information with you. By no means am I trying to harm you. By no means am I trying to deceive you. By no means am I trying to attack you. I just want some of you to take things in consideration and to make sure when you're practicing a particular faith that you've done your research. Listen, I'm guilty of voting for Hillary Clinton. I should have never voted for her. And you know the reason why I did that? Because I ignorantly did not do my research. And the only thing I thought about was, my ancestors, they died for me. They for me to vote. And that's the only thing I was focused on. And I didn't want Trump to win. See, I'm an honest guy. I've been that guy. That's all I was focused on. And I didn't look at the big picture. I didn't do my research on her like I was supposed to. And when I went there to vote, right, what they did was they gave me this list of all the other Democrats on there. And I should have researched those people. I should have been familiar with those people before I voted for those people. And if I was as knowledgeable as I am now then I would have never voted for her. So what am I saying? I said that to say this. I'm just trying to make you knowledgeable of things so that you can make a better choice for yourself spiritually and politically. Peace and blessings. Love you.